Well, we got off to a great start. I think it was 21-zip, and the defense was stifling. And we tried to maintain that, and we did a pretty good job throughout the first half. Second half, I had to call a timeout because we weren't as sharp coming out of the halftime. But we regrouped and ended up with a nice 97-49 victory.
What do you take from when you're playing an opponent that, I mean, it was clearly a mismatch? What can you gain from that? What were you trying to accomplish during that game?
Well, we've spent so much time trying to improve our transition defense, and if you see, they scored 3 points in transition, fast breaks. And when we look at the tape, we'll figure out if it really was us. Did we really do a good job, or did they just slow down? But we defended, we rebounded, we out-rebounded them 45-32. But, yeah, they were a little bit overmatched tonight. I don't know how they'll be in their own league, but they're a guard-dominant team. And Rod Strickland was a great player. His sons are very good players, and we needed to defend their guards, and we did that. They only made 3 out of 23 attempts from 3, and that'll certainly help our three-point percentage. And all these numbers are very important in KenPom. It's ridiculous, but that's, if you can have good numbers, it represents, okay, you must be good. So.
Coach, on the topic of rebounding, you had AJ running out there with Norchad a little bit, and looking towards your matchup against Colorado, they're one of the best in the nation at keeping their teams, their opponents low on their rebounding totals. Is that a lineup matchup that you're looking to, experiment with a little bit more going forward in the season?
Which
AJ and Norchad.
They're going to play a fair amount of minutes together. Right at this moment, things will change as we progress, but Michael Nowako subs for Norchad, AJ subs for Matthew Cleveland. So there are going to be times when Matthew's out there with Michael or Norchad's out there with AJ when one of them is resting. So we'll see. I like that AJ rebounded. So how many did he end up with?
7.
He had 7 rebounds. So, yeah, second leading rebounder tonight. That's what we're looking for.
The significance of your second unit getting extended playing time tonight?
Yeah, I kept emphasizing to him what players tend to think is it's all about playing time. If you give me playing time, then I'll show you how good I am. Where it's really about performance. Play really well, and then you'll earn playing time. Well, we try to give them enough playing time for them to show what they're capable of. Christian Watson played 15 minutes, Michael Nowako 13, Keyshawn George half the game, A.J. Casey 13 minutes, Jakai 10. So those 4 guys, Keyshawn, Chris, A.J., and Michael, I don't think they realize it, but our success is going to be on how well they play. The 5 starters play very well. They play well together. They compete with the other team pretty well. Now, there are going to be times they have bad games, but the real key is what is our bench going to do?
Yeah, and on the topic of that bench, Keyshawn had his career high tonight with 13. And I know it's been, an adjustment period of him this season. What's it shown, the maturity and how he's been able to develop, with his game that he had tonight?
He's a very skillful player, very smart basketball player, very good passer, a very good shooter. But he has to learn how to play faster. Right now he's in his comfort zone, not running too fast, not doing anything in a hurry. Whereas I don't want him in a hurry, but I want him to be as quick as he can be. And the one time, do you remember the layup he got at the end of the game? I called timeout and ran that for him and said, look, you just run by the guy. It'll be no one near the basket. We're sending everybody up. Just run by the guy. What did he do? He shot a layup. He could have done it 3 other times on his own without me telling him, and he slowed down. Oh, we got to get better at it.
Is that just more a product of the style that he was used to in Europe?
Yes.
Or- Yeah.
Yeah. He was so young playing with older guys. They'd probably yelling at him if he dribbled too much or.
Couple more?
You guys had 16 turnovers on the night. I think you had 8 really early on as part of that like 21-0 run. So I guess what did you see defensively? What were you doing defensively that kind of made them kind of out of sorts, kind of chaotic, losing control of the ball?
Well, we use an expression, 1 man guards the ball and 4 men help them guard the ball. And tonight we did that for an extended period of time, especially to start the game. We didn't let them get easy shots because one of the LIU players beat one of our guys. If he started to beat one of our guys, there was someone there to help him. And that really was the difference.
Coach, any memories that you could share of Rod Strickland? I know you coached against him, I guess, when he was that last game.
Well,
Virginia.
you guys are all too young to remember the great Claire B. Claire B was a legend in New York City. He coached at LIU for I don't know how many years, long time. In 2006, I won the Claire B. National Coach of the Year award. So they even named an award after him. And LIU for a very long time was very, very good. The mid-'60s, when I was late 60s, when I was playing college basketball, LIU was still very, very good. When Rod Strickland was in high school, he went to Truman High and played for a guy named Steve Lapis. If you follow college basketball, you know he coached at Villanova, he coached at UMass, coached at Manhattan. And I went up to see him. It was from my neighborhood, from the Bronx. I recruited him, I think, just one day. And I asked Rod if he remembered it. He said, "No, I don't remember you." Not surprising because he was such a high-level recruit. When I was at UVA, we were a great team, but he had probably dozens of coaches come in every day because back then there was no limit to how much you could recruit. And he ended up going to DePaul, was a great player at DePaul. Then in the NBA, great player in the NBA. He's still one of the top assist getters in the league. I think he's certainly
He led
top.
the league 1 year, I think, in
Yeah,
assists.
he's probably top 20 in the history of the league, which is pretty damn good. And then he got he's been coaching at different places. He worked for John Calipari. He worked in the state at South Florida for Orlando Antigua. And now he's at LIU. It's only his second year. He's got his sons playing for him. So if you look at their schedule, it's ridiculous. They got 18 road games. Hopefully they're making a lot of money.